Hey everyone, and welcome back to Assessing Livingston Parish with Jeff Taylor. And it's been a couple weeks, but we're back. You have some big time information about millage meetings.
I do. It has been a little while, and so I'm glad we was able to get this in today. But
Absolutely.
yeah, we've got some good information about the millage meeting that's going to be happening June the 10th. So let's dive in and get after it.
Yeah, we need the whole parish to show up. This is something you've been kind of working on for a little while.
20-something years, trying to make it to be where we could have a joint millage meeting.
Yep.
And people come into my office, and I don't think people really understand the process.
Right.
I assess property.
Yep.
But all of these districts, 40-something districts, set your tax rates.
Yep.
So if your taxes are too high, you need to be at this meeting so you can hear what these districts have to say. Everyone has been invited, and they are welcome to come, and we're going to turn the microphone over to them. They need to defend their budgets.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be the assessor. Why would the assessor defend anybody's budget other than the assessors?
Yeah. And let me ask you, Jeff, just a question on rollbacks. And my understanding of this, and I could be completely wrong, is usually when your assessment goes up, the rollbacks take place in order to kind of even everything out. Would that be a good?
It's close. What happens is we send all of our numbers to the legislative auditor.
Yeah.
The legislative auditor then sends us the adjusted numbers to what you got last year. So it automatically adjusts back to what you got last year as a district. At the same meeting, you can then vote to roll your millages forward to the maximum or anything in between.
Yeah.
And so most of them go roll back up to the maximum, okay?
Right.
So the legislative auditor tells you this is how many mills you need to get the same amount of money as you got last year.
Yeah.
And then the districts look at their budgets, and then they decide to either roll all the way forward or somewhere in between.
Yeah. And typically, I know with your office, you roll back a lot.
Yeah.
And then on every fourth year or something, you adjust that back up.
You try to adjust it back up because
so you don't want to lose that maximum.
Right. I'm not going to ask anybody to lose their maximum.
Yeah.
No one. Because if you lose it, you can't go back and get it.
Right.
People are not in the mood to pass taxes and everything. So people misunderstand that. There's not a district out there that's going to approve going back and lowering their millages and not being able to get it back.
That's right.
We tried to pass a law this past year that basically said you can lower it every year you want to.
Yeah.
And if you ever need it, you can go back to the maximum. If you go 20 years lowering it, but you need it in that 20th year, you can do it.
Sure.
But it didn't pass. And so it was a no-brainer, but it just didn't pass it was a constitutional thing, so it had to pass the state.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't understand it.
Yeah.
So now we're into this deal. I started doing this years ago. When I first came into office, the very first day I walked into office, they had people lined up outside my office. Yeah. And they were there to talk about their tax bills. And so my first thought was, why are they here to talk about their tax bill? I'm the assessor. I ran on that. I knew what I did.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden people were coming in, our taxes too high. They went up. But your assessment, what is your assessment? I don't know. My taxes are too high. Okay, well, I understand. But is your house worth this? Yes. But my taxes are too high. Well, then you need to go talk to all the districts. But nobody ever did that. They wait till the tax notices go out. Jim, we're going to open up, when the legislative auditor turns our numbers next Monday or Tuesday, we're going to send them out to every district.
Yeah.
We're going to show what the adjustment is, and then we're going to show what your maximum rollback is. I'm going to have that form that night at the meeting, and everybody's going to be able to see this is what the legislative auditor adjusted you, and this is what if you take all this money, this is how much extra you're going to take. I believe that everybody should be able to take inflation. You shouldn't fall behind.
Right.
But you should not be able to take a windfall either. Right. And the only way that's not going to happen is for people to show up at this meeting. Now, there's going to be no votes held at this meeting. It's not going to be an official meeting because each one of them need to go back to their districts. Parish needs to go to their, school board needs to go there, sheriffs need to go to theirs where they have their regular meetings.
Sure.
But it is going to be a deal to where they're going to get up there and they're either going to defend taking the maximum or they're going to say what they're going to do. The parish government has already come out and said that they're going to lower theirs one meal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I told them, I said, well, you don't have the numbers yet.
Yeah.
So I'd be careful saying what you're going to do because we don't know what the official numbers are going to do. It may be that you can only do 3/4 and do what you want to do. But that's going to be up to each one of them to do.
Yeah. And are people going to be able to ask questions at the meeting?
Yes. The way I'm going to set it up is I'm going to start off. It just so happens the assessor is A, but I would start it off anyway. But I would say this is what our taxable value is this year. My millages last year was this. This is how much money it brought in. My millages this year is this much, and it would bring this much money. I'm not going to need to take that whole windfall, so I'm going to lower my millages by such and such. Yeah. Okay? And then I'm going to say what that's going to do is bring this much money in, which is an increase of this much money. Here's why I'm taking any kind of increase. This is why I'm taking any kind of reduction or whatever. I'm planning on doing this, this, this. I want to update my mapping system. I want to do this, my software services. I want to do all of that. So at that point, I'm talking about what I'm going to be doing with my money at the assessor's office, not what the sheriff's doing, not what the school board's doing, because I don't know their budget.
Sure.
I can sit there and play the game, and we've done that for 20 years. As everybody comes in, well, they said they need this, 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 and this. Why am I doing that? Yeah. And so this year, I've talked to several of them, thinking it was going to be just like every other year. Well, then all of a sudden the sheriff says, I'm in. I don't think you need to explain my budget. I should. Then I talked to people over at the fire district. They said, we absolutely agree with you that we should do it. Joe Kozrowski, the Fire District 5, he said, I'll be there. He said, because I need to explain to people, this is what the money that you send to us, and this is what we're going to do with it. And so I'm very happy with the way this is rolling. Now, we've gotten some pushback from some districts that said they're not coming. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. When we get there that night, we'll read off everybody that's there, and then we'll read off the ones that didn't come.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because, again, why are we sitting here sugarcoating it? It's your tax dollars.
And we would encourage, or I would encourage anybody out there, check with your district leadership, and if they're not going to this meeting, ask them why not.
Ask them why. And here's my deal. I would love to get out there and see 300, 400, 500 people.
Yes.
Now, we're asking everybody to be respectful.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any screaming and hollering. They are going to present their information to you. But we're going to start opening our books June the 1st for people to start coming in. Our open book period is not until August the 15th.
Yeah.
But we're not going to wait and only give you 2 weeks to come in and look at your open books. We're going to start now. If you want to come in and start checking your assessment, come in and look at it. If we're wrong, we want to change it. Yeah. If we're not wrong, we're not changing anything.
Right.
Okay? It's going to be fair and equitable.
Yep.
So if you want to come look at them, please do.
Yep. Very open in your department for sure, and always have been. And look, it's important. It's very important that the citizens show up, and you'll get answers to your questions from your leadership in your district. Take ownership of where your money's going.
Absolutely.
You know, it's very important. And look, you've worked hard on this. I'm going to pat you on the back for it. It's no easy task to get these things put together.
You're dealing with money. A lot of times they're short on money.
Yeah,
okay?
Sure.
And so they're needing everything that they can get their hands on.
Yeah.
But my deal is take whatever you need, take whatever you desire, but you explain it to the people. Let the people decide if they really need it. People need to understand also that services cost. And so if they lower their millages and they're not able to provide that service, then you can't come back and complain that you're not providing this service.
That's right.
So let them explain it to you, tell you what they're going to do, scrutinize it, and then ask questions. I'm going to open it up to questions. After each one, you will be able to ask me questions. Yeah. And then we'll go to whoever the next one is. You'll be able to ask them questions. We're not going to let you go on there and just talk for an hour. We're going to let you ask the question and let it be answered. Once it's answered, it's answered. Okay? So we're going to be very respectful of it. But this is big. When I've talked to other assessors, they're like, man, this is like a coup.
Yeah.
That you pulled off. And because we can't ever get our districts to do anything. When the tax notices go out, it's like they disappear out of the courthouse or out of the districts. Yeah. So we're always there trying to explain, well, this is why. This is why. This is why. The only thing that I need to explain to you is your house is worth $150,000. Yes, I've got you on for $150,000. Me and you're good. That's all I need to explain.
I love it. And it's June 10th again.
June 10th, 6 to 8 at the training center. You've got the address there, 29384 Woodside Drive in Walker.
Beautiful new facility.
Would love for y'all to come out there. The sheriff actually called me. We was going to do it at the parish council, which I've got to go and cancel that one because he said, would you mind doing it there at the facility? I said, I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
That puts him in there. He wanted to do it. I would be more than happy for him to do it. I'm hoping that we have so many people that we had to have it there.
There you go.
What I don't want to happen is to get there and we've got 5 people.
Yeah.
I want you to bring your assessments. Now, that night, I obviously will not be able to go through your assessments. I don't memorize them.
Right.
But we want you to bring your assessments in. Talk to us. Show us. Look, if you've got cracks inside your house, we don't go inside your house.
Yeah.
But if your house is not worth what we say, we want to fix it. I don't want one person to pay more than they are supposed to. I don't want to be assessed over $1.
Yeah.
And so I want you to come in, ask questions.
Very good.
Call us on the carpet.
I'll be there, so we look forward to seeing everybody there. And
what I really want is the people that have the different websites and, they have all of the community discussion rooms.
Yeah.
I want them to post this.
Yeah.
I want people there. We want people there.
Yeah, sharing is caring. Share this.
Caring. There is nothing hidden here.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know we're going to get blasted because, no good deed goes unpunished. So there's going to be somebody that's going to say that there's an ulterior motive. There's not.
Yeah.
We're there to let you know what the millages are going to do. We're there to let you know your assessments. That's what we want to see. You ask for transparency. You cannot be any more transparent than this.
No, it's like sitting in your office.
Yes.
I mean, it's
there.
Everybody's wide open in front of you, and look, why not Livingston Parish? You say it all the time.
Why not?
We're leading the
Let's lead it in this.
leading the state in this now. So
we got one of the best
good.
mapping. We got one of the best street views, cyclomedia. We've got one of the best software services and everything. We just keep adding on, and it just keeps adding on. My people at the office, we're the designations that we're now getting, not just being certified. Now we're going to get designations and everything because it's important.
Yeah.
If not Livingston, why not Livingston?
That's right.
Why can't we be the one that leads the industry? Why is it just that I get phone calls from other assessors to ask me things? Why don't people know that in Livingston? It's important. Yeah. We're trying to lead the industry, our education, our assessments. We're passing our ratio studies. We passed another land ratio study the other day. We came in at like 98%.
Wow.
Those are hard numbers.
Yeah.
And we're doing it.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Well, keep up the good work. Anything else you want to mention?
No, please come out. We want you there. Jim,
Pack
I'd like for you to be there that night.
I will be there.
And we'll interview afterwards if you want to.
Yep.
I'm going to have different television stations are going to be invited.
Yep.
I'm going to invite Ken Benitez out in Hammond. I am going to invite anybody that wants to come in there. I want them there.
Very good. Very good. We look forward to it, and we'll see you next time on Assessing Livingston Parish with Jeff Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you.